As an avid fan of Disney movies, I once came to a short clip of Frozen 2. I was writing an article when I watched the heartfelt scene, again of Kristoff and Anna, by chance. Anna uttered her apology words to Kristoff. "I'm sorry I left you behind. I was just so desperate to protect her," pertaining to Elsa, her sister. With all understanding, Kristoff accepted her apology by saying, "I know." He hugged her so tight and continued, "My love is not fragile." Hearing what Kristoff uttered moved my entire being beyond what words can describe. How amazing real love can be. A love that knows how to understand, forgive, and willing to sacrifice is everything we need in this world full of chaos. Despite being trapped in a foreign country during the height of coronavirus, my love for someone grew stronger. I even lost my job as an English teacher, but his presence kept me safe in a small town. I had no one except him. While coronavirus cases increased rapidly, the butterflies in my stomach equally raised its number every time he came in to visit me. Depression, stress, and insecurity combined as we developed mutual romance. Coming from a once broken family, I longed to establish a good and loving relationship. Being an avoidant that he kept pulling away every time I started to take things seriously. Out of the fear of losing my residency in the country, where my youth was taken over, I vented all my emotions to him. Once in my life, I saw someone willing to fight with me against all odds, and determined to win the battle. However, in just a snap of a finger, I lost him. He gave up on me. My love is not fragile. The Trilogy Book of Apology exhibits how I fell in love with someone in a small town. His presence inspired me to remain in a place where I could feel his existence. The first book, which is Love, shows a distinction between attraction and attachment, and how I found both of them in a way I never imagined. The second book of the trilogy focuses on loss. The book conveys the feelings and emotions I experienced for the very first time. Extreme sadness and silent grieving manifest as the second book keeps unfolding. With all the negativities, I found optimism by not giving up, enjoying the ride of life during pandemic while coping over the loss of someone I truly cared about is not easy. However, as another book follows, new opportunities opened for me. With all the breakdowns and deep cries, I found my passion again. Despite the feeling of having a knife cuts in the deepest of my heart, I managed to survive. Thus, the third book of the trilogy is about pain. It reveals a lot of sensitive moments I experienced while dealing with the pain of losing a loved one. In the end, I started to carry on and move forward with my life without him, as life is not just about ourselves. Even when I was suffering terribly, I needed to allow him to experience his freedom without my presence. Growing up in a conservative culture in the Philippines, I embarked on a challenging journey in Romania when I was 22 years old. I received a scholarship for my MA and decided to stay in the country after finishing my study. Starting an adult life in a totally different culture, I encountered a lot of hurting moments, until I fell in love for the first time. However, I lost him because I was unstable emotionally. The pain took over, and I was left all alone. In a foreign country where I lost my job, and far from the people I call family, I gained strength and motivation to continue moving forward. Being a Christian that I am, I felt like I was a failure. I blamed myself for everything I had lost. But when I came to terms with the love of the God I know, I realized how his love is so forgiving and understanding. Just like Kristoff in the Disney movie, I learned to accept and understand why the only person I wanted to be with left me. I found forgiveness just in the love I have for him, and I found understanding just in the love I am feeling. Most importantly, I found forgiveness within myself. I decided to give myself another chance. Thus, the essence of moving forward. While I was writing the book, I realized that what I was supposed to write as a heartbreak story was actually a story of forgiveness. I may not have the same love like the love of God, or even the love of Kristoff in the movie, but the love that I found is not fragile. It is willing to understand, forgive and love even more. My newly found love is the love that endures against all challenges because it's real. I, the author, welcome you to my story as I put myself in a total vulnerability on how I fought for my stay even during the pandemic time, loved someone to the point I gathered a lot of butterflies, lost someone but never gave up, accepted the pain it brought on me, found a motivation to achieve all my goals and allowed the power of love to forgive myself. Thus, this book is an apology to myself. This is an apology to me for all those times I questioned my worth, blamed myself for everything I did wrong, and for beating myself up for all the things I failed to do. Please, gather your emotions as the books of love, loss, and pain start to open.